everyone and welcome to the Learning Ladder. Today I am going to be sharing with you how I prep for our unit study. Now we are prepping for our April unit study right now. It's about to be Easter holiday, so I wanted to get a head start now so that during Easter holidays I can just relax and everything's all ready to go for when we come back. So the first thing I do is I go through all our books that we have, check off any sections that would be relevant. As you can see, I flagged some things, and that's how I make sure I'm making the best use of my resources, to make sure I'm using all the books that I've purchased and they're not going to waste. And what I also do as well is look at what our 5 in a row books are. Now when I planned my year last year, I did make sure to include any relevant books into the month that I'd be doing a certain unit study. So I put Peter Rabbit and Miss Rumpus aside. I don't know how you say that. Rumpus? I don't know. Anyway, I put Miss Rumpus or Miss Rumpus aside to match this unit because I thought it'd go really well. So what I also do as well is check our science unit, and lo and behold, no, it's not. It wasn't an accident. I did it on purpose. I matched up to when we would be doing botany for our elemental science to correspond with it. So what I first, as I said, do is go through all the books, which I'll show you in a moment. I'm just going to show you our 5 in a row shelf first. Okay, so as you can see, clearly labelled, this is our 5 in a row shelf. So I have all the books that we are doing for 5 in a row this year here. I also have all handouts in this pink folder that I printed off last year ready for the year. And then I also have the 5 in a row cookbook for any recipes. I do have the PDF, not the original. I would have loved the original, but PDF was cheaper. And then in this binder I have whole lap books that I printed off last year to correspond with the unit studies. So I'm going to go through those, pull out any relevant ones. So some recipes for Peter Rabbit that I know will be great. Pull out anything from here, handouts wise, and I will show you inside our lap book folder now. Okay, so inside it's just got all the things that I've used so far. So as you can see, those were for a specific book we did in the autumn, how to make an apple pie and see the world. So there's all the different flags and cinnamon, etc. Anyway, I'm just waffling. That was some printouts that we used and photocopied. So I'll just get to the relevant section for this particular unit. Okay, so they're actually next to each other. So we have the Miss Rumpus lap book and the Peter Rabbit one, and I'm just going to pull those out and show you some of the things that are inside. Okay, so this is the one for Miss Rumpus, and making the world more beautiful. I just think that's a lovely idea and something to definitely encourage. So these are all the different lap book things and ideas that you can use. So it covers literacy, math, and then there's some science aspects, how to label a plant. There's some really fun activities to do with seeds, so you make your own little seed library, which I think is such a neat idea. And then there's also some experiments as well. I'll just get to that section. So the plant observation chart, so you can do your planting. It's a really nice lap book, and this is from Homeschool Share, I think. Yep, homeschoolshare.com. I think that's where I got quite a few of my lap books from. They go really well with the 5 in a row. I think a lot of them were made specifically for that, so they go really well. So that's the Miss Rumpus one. Rumpus, however you say it. I will Google the pronunciation so I'm not saying completely wrong every time I'm reading the story. Okay, and then this is the Peter Rabbit one. So this is actually really thorough. It goes through every single aspect of what you could possibly need to do the unit study, which is always very, very helpful. And it also includes things, geography things as well. So locating England, looking all about England, what's there, historical sites, places of interest. And she also has a reading list as well if you want to read any of the books she recommends. So here we go. So these are all your components for your lap book. Some copywork there, some story, comprehension. And there's your sights to see in England, well, the United Kingdom. There we go. That's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to doing that. Oh, and this looks so fun. This is a math activity. So you plan your own Mr. McGregor's garden, but you use Unifix cubes for what you're growing. and then you can patch them all out onto here, onto the Mr. McGregor's garden. I think I'm going to laminate this so we can do it again, because I think it's such a fun idea. And there's a letter that she can write to Mr. McGregor. So that's in terms of our lap books. So I've checked the 5 in a row cookbook, and they have a few different recipes. So there's vegetable soup, so for Peter Rabbit, currant buns, blackberry bread pudding. That sounds absolutely amazing. So we're definitely going to be making those for baking. Okay, now I go to our kits, so anything art-wise or craft-wise or activity-wise that we've got. So I'll just show you the ones we have. Okay, so the first thing I have is this Garden Creatures art set. So it's trash to treasure, so basically you go through your recycling to take out the relevant parts, and then all the rest of it's included in the packaging except glue. So she can have fun making those. Then I got a bunch of these Wonders of Learning Discovery Bugs sets from Costco last year. We will be doing bugs as well, so the relevant ones in relation to gardening. We are doing biology in 1st grade, so we'll be doing a whole unit on this next year, but we will pick out bits from it, as you'll see in the books that I've selected. But these are fab, so you get the little net and tweezers, little specimen parts, a model bug, there's a book in there, some stickers, so definitely recommend those, and they were from Costco. Next thing we have all of these little gardening activities. So we've got a grow and paint your own desert island, farmer's garden and carnivorous garden, and also a little strawberry seeds can that's actually from her Easter basket. But these are fab because you get all the paint and everything else to decorate the pot, and all the seeds to watch your garden grow. So we're going to have a feast. So we've got strawberries in there, lettuce, cucumbers and more strawberries. And then this is desert, so she can grow some little cactuses. And Venus flytrap, so it's going to be really fun to watch all our little garden grow. So we've got our I'll show you our books now. So we've got our 2 5 in a row books, and then we've got From Seed to Plant, Carol Gibbons. Then we have Magic School Bus Plant Seeds, Magic School Bus Presents Insects, Children's Encyclopedia, so there are obviously, there will be because it's an encyclopedia, relevant sections to it. So there are some creepy coral leaves over here, and then Plant World, How Plants Grow. And there's actually, I can do a little experiment as well with this. I noticed it before. So they've got a grow a bean plant. So that'd be fun. So we can do that. And then we've got Peep Inside the Garden. It's a fun read. We've got Project Science Insect, and they always have either 3 or 4 projects depending. So 4. So Book It Home, Model Insect, Insect Mobile. So there's some projects in there we can do. The Life Cycle of a Honeybee, Life Cycle of a Bean, Welcome to the Garden, so living things and their habitats. My first book of garden bugs, Gardening for Beginners, oops, sliding away, Gardening for Beginners, and then the Osborne First Sticker Book Garden. And then I have labelled some things in our project books that we can do. So this is the things to make and do. So we have got pipe cleaner books, finger printed flowers. Will they be fun to do? And then, where's the other one go? Painted flowers. And then in the paper and cardboard one, there's just one, I think. Foil bugs, so that would be fun to do. And then I've got the I Can Draw Little Critters book, so there's a few different projects in here that she can do. So there's snails, slugs, I think there's some creepy crawlies as well. So we can pick out some of those to do. Okay, then there's just 2 more steps that I always do, and the first one is check my Pinterest board. So if you don't follow me on Pinterest, I would definitely consider you do, because I get tons of ideas on there which are all there waiting for you. And I have a few boards set up. I have preschool ones, kindergarten ones, and I'm starting to make my 1st grade ones now, so you've got a few years there to go through. And I'll show you our spring board which I've set up. Okay, so here we are. So I have all my boards over here. My little girl's playing in the background. So these are, well, I've got tons on here as you can see, but we're going to go to our spring theme. And what I do is go through any that I think would be appropriate for this particular unit. So some of the things I like are the sensory ones for spring in general. So we've got this spring sensory play box, so it's, you know, about gardening. And then we've got things like this where you're doing a little craft with regards to a daffodil. So you put the seeds inside, so that's really fun. Well, obviously daffodils don't have seeds, but daffodils have bulbs. But you know, you can put some other type of seeds inside there, and then you've got your roots down here. And then here's an anchor chart as well. That's really good. That would be a good idea to put up on your notice board, so you have what the plants need, all those kinds of things. So I'll just basically go through it. That's a fun idea. I always like doing feet and hands because they're only little for so long. Another one is a nice idea, using a fork. And then we've got a snail down here, snail activity. So basically I'll just go through and pick any that I think we like to do. So Pinterest is amazing. I can't rave enough about Pinterest. It gives you so many different ideas. People are so generous with sharing their ideas, and I absolutely love it. And then finally I go to YouTube and I make a playlist for that particular unit. Now I do keep these private, just so that my daughter can watch them and we're not being bombarded with adverts and various different things. So I do keep these private, but you know, it's easy enough to just type a search title in and just scroll through. So what I try to do is a mixture of different things. So some read alouds, because she really enjoys watching read alouds done on YouTube. So if you're a person who makes videos doing read alouds, thank you, my daughter loves watching them. That's not to say I don't read to her, I always do, but she really likes that medium too. So I just go through all the different things on here and just make a large playlist of different videos that would be beneficial and would work well with her, with our family, and yep, that's what we do. So that's everything that I do to prep our unit. I hope this was helpful for you. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.